Hello everyone. In this video I thought it would be interesting for me to show you what steps you would need to do in case in your environment you have to add another subnet to your existing one. So in my case I want to do some branch cache videos, which of course require that I have at least 2 subnets to test. And since for now I only have one subnet, I want to go through adding the second one with all the steps, like creating a DHCP scope for the subnet, adding it in Active Directory sites and services, testing also that I can install a computer from the network from the other site but using the servers from the primary site, and so on. So if you think it's interesting to you, then stay tuned and we go through all the steps. And also, if you're not subscribed, then please subscribe to see all my newest videos as I post them. So in my environment, I have a subnet 192.168.10.0/24, and I want to add also 11.0/24. This will be my second site. And the first thing I want to do is that I want to create a DHCP scope for this second subnet. And I thought it would be interesting that I show you how to create it using the IPAM console, since we talked about IPAM some videos ago. So we are in the IPAM interface, and let's add a DHCP scope to DHCP01. Let's go to DNS and DHCP. Make sure you have DHCP selected, and also in view mode you have server properties. Right click on server 1 on DHCP01 and create a new DHCP scope. So let's start with the scope name. .11.x. I don't need a description. Let's put a start IP address. And then end IP address. Yeah, it's a test scope. So for list duration, let's put 4 hours. No exclusion range, I don't need it. For DNS dynamic updates, it's okay the way it is. Okay, let's configure a couple of DHCP options now. First, I want to configure the default gateway, and that is 192.168.11.254. Excellent, that has been added. Let's also configure DNS servers. We have to also put the DNS domain name, which is testcorp.com. Great. No advanced properties needed, so we can apply, and this will create the scope. And the creation was now successful. So we have a scope created on the first DHCP server. The next thing I want to do, of course, is to also put this scope in a failover relationship with DHCP02. So you see now we have 2 scopes here. And of course, for the failover relationship, since IPAM on 2012 doesn't really support that much, we will use PowerShell. So let's remote to DHCP01. Let's get the 2 scopes. Great, now we have the information handy. Let's get the DHCP failover data that we have, the relationship, and now I will add this scope to this failover relationship. Failover scope. First is the name of the relationship, this one, and then we have to give it the scope ID. And unfortunately I get a permission denied because again I forgot I have to log on actually on the DHCP server to run this command. If you remember, this is because the Active Directory double hop of my administrator credentials. So here we are on DHCP01. Let's run the command again, and this time it will work, and it has worked. So now we have the second scope added to our failover relationship, which means that also DHCP2 will serve IPs for this scope. The next thing I want to do is also create two IP ranges that are managed by IPAM like we did for the other network. Then again on IPAM1, let's go to IP address ranges, and you see now we have two DHCP managed ranges and one IPAM range, and I'm going to add another one that mirrors this one, which will be 11.1 to 11.49. Add IP address range, the network ID. As always, the prefix is 24, subnet mask automatically completed. We just have to modify the end IP address until 49. Let's select a date, today. And okay, now we have for each subnet two scopes, one DHCP and one IPAM managed. Looks very good to me. Now the next thing I want to do is on the domain controller add for the central site add its subnet address, because I don't think I did it, and also create a second site for this new subnet. Now on DC01, let's go to sites and services. I think it's the first time in this video series that we use sites and services. And here we have to do the following. In subnets, let's create a new subnet. And first let's create one for our existing network. And looks okay. And now this subnet should be assigned to this site. And I think we see it here. Now whatever computers or servers we have that will have IPs in this range, Active Directory will know they belong to the default first site name, which I actually want to rename. Call it HQ. Excellent. Now let's create a new site. New site. And let's call it branch. Okay, now we have a branch also created. Let's create its subnet. New subnet. This belongs to this one. Okay, So it's great. Now we have another site with its own subnet. We don't have any domain controllers in that site, so we don't have any links for Active Directory replication, but we also don't need them for the next videos that we will do. And the last thing I want to do is try to see if I can install a server using the WDS server that we installed some videos ago in this new subnet. So this machine, I have it linked to a Hyper-V switch that belongs to the 11 network, and also on my router I enabled already DHCP relays for the addresses that should be enabled, the two DHCP servers and the WDS server. So basically this should work. Let's see. First I want to make sure that this machine boots from the network, and it does. And it's time to see if everything I did worked. And it seems that it worked, but I was not too fast. Let me try again. And press enter when it's time. Okay, everything looks correct. Now we have DHCP working for the new subnet. We have IPAM working. We have the site created. Now I will install a branch cache server for the branch office. And I will see you guys in the next video, which should be about installing branch cache. If you liked this video, then please like and share it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.